Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
What are you guys talking about? What's going on with your characters? Onyx is probably pretty proud. He did really well. Roland missed the whole fight. So did Rabijan.
Yeah, would Rabijan have been too focused to even know what was going on, or would she have still been aware?
I mean, I'm sure she would know the most of the gist, but she wouldn't have recalled the turn-by-turn event. You know what I mean? You guys aren't doing nothing. You guys are just cool.
Fenilius would just be sitting, pointing out moments when Fenilius 2 or Fenilius also should be taking notes, having missed the excitement.
So who wants to recap the fight, Onyx?
Well, let's see here. We show up to the battleground. We see nothing but hear Ron fall down to the ground, dead for no reason whatsoever. And then Rabijan ran over there to help out, was 11 seconds shy of being able to just revive him. So then she was casting her resurrection spell. Then battle ensues. I mean, we're going to call it a battle, but it ensues. Crit happened a lot, and I gave Gry some beholder bodies, and he's going to stuff one for me. And we got some cool magic items. We got a staff that did cool things and stuff.
So after the fight, you guys come back. You guys are in the humble beginnings. You've managed to sleep off the fight. It's the next morning. What's going on? What are the defenders doing?
Rabijan is eating a very, very large breakfast, mostly sweet stuff.
Okay, Rabijan's eating. What's Fenilius doing?
Fenilius is in conference with Fenilius, just seeing how research is going, all that stuff.
Good. What's Grok doing?
Grok is hanging out with Groknelius and Grocky Jan as we are planning some future shenanigans.
Right? What are you doing?
Rin will be taking information from his RIN and see if there are more news about the cult, and maybe from Blue. Didn't expect that question.
All right, what's Onyx doing?
Onyx is probably making his way back. He would have stayed down here after taking the giants down and getting them settled, and so he's on his way back up to probably just now getting back up to the humble beginnings.
And then Roland, what are you doing this morning?
Roland doesn't come down from his room. In fact, there's a note pinned to the door. It simply says, "The world is an interesting place. I've recently come to understand a new aspect of it. So I will be retiring to an undisclosed location for a short amount of time. Don't worry, guildies and friends, I shall return soon. Roll it."
All right, you guys read the note. As if you hadn't seen the note, you would have heard, "What the hell?" When Brack comes toddling down the stairs. Hey, did you guys see this note from the Druid?
I don't look at papers.
I'll look at it and read it and pass it along.
Rabijan is gonna read the paper and then look kind of confused, but pass it along as well.
At about that time, a familiar portal opens, and everybody's favorite person and two other persons step through. So you see Sue, Abel, and a Yanti step through a portal. Abel kind of leans forward, says something to Sue and the Yanti, and they kind of head to the bar. And he looks at you all and goes, "Hello! Oh, are you guys done with your little personal things? Can we get back to possibly saving our planet or the entire universe now?"
That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. By massacring a bunch of harmless beholders, you guys are saving things, huh?
So, and we're getting them stuffed.
I respect that. I think if I had done something like take out a beholder hive, I'd probably want a monument of the occasion as well. Rabijan, you notice your gnome cook is working extra hard right now.
How much harder can he work? The food he provides is delicious.
Oh, when Abel steps in, he doubles his pace.
This is still at like morning in the hall, or
Yeah, you're on the inn. So, how did the beholder hunt go?
We found them.
Did you kill all of them?
Yes.
And I hear you have stone giants now.
They have themselves. Yes.
Yeah. Sovereign citizens. I understand. But they do what you want, when you want, how you want it, in return for having the ability to do that.
I want them to be free, so yes.
Not every man can master a giant, especially a tiny rock man. Onyx, your little town is impressive. I'd like to set up a shop there, if you would let me.
Okay.
That's it. I just want someplace on vacation and sell goods out of occasionally. I'll follow whatever laws you have, don't worry.
Okay.
And of course, I'll pay the appropriate taxes. It'll be a revenue income stream for your home. Trust me. It'll fund an orphanage or something. I don't know what you do.
Okay.
So do I have your permission?
I thought I said it. Yeah.
Perfect. I never go into a man's house uninvited.
Not a problem.
At that moment, Abel goes, have I missed? Has Gravine already left? I was supposed to meet Gravine. And Fenilius, I forgot to invite you, but I have business with you.
Okay.
It's actually pressing.
Oh, well, all right then. I'm ready to go.
After a little bit, all of you start to feel the hairs raise on the back of your head a little bit as you see the door open up and necrotic energy flows in as Gravine and Rith walk into the humble beings. As he walks in, he looks straight at Ren and goes, "Hey, Ren, how's everything going, buddy? How's the network? How's Matilda? How are things? I heard you guys killed a bunch of beholders. I saw. It was great. I currently have Onyx in your home, at your house, mounted above your front door, is that death tyrant you fought, because that was the original body of Jethero. So now you have a stuffed Jethero above your door, glaring with all of his eyes like,
Cool.
Yeah. The other ones I kept for me, but that one, because you let me keep them, I put it there for you. And I had to put a fake eye because you messed it up, but it's got a fake eye. It looks really good. I'm pretty sure I'm an expert at what dead stuff should look like, and I made it look.
All I can see is one giant googly eye. They're just, with they're just moving like on its own.
So what I believe he's trying to say is those stick-on plastic floppy eyes that when you wiggle them around the eyes, like wiggly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is now.
I see what you're doing.
So yes, the ring is going well, I guess, but I kind of have to go now.
Oh, it's okay, I have to go too.
Okay, then you go your way, go mine, and I don't finish the sentences and live by the back door of the inn.
As you go around the back door, you see another copy of Gravine.
Wait, what?
Yeah, as you go out the back door, you see a what the wizards in the group will know as a simulacrum of Gravine.
Oh, okay.
He's cleaning out his old shed.
His old shed?
Yeah, remember he had a shed on the outside of the Humble Beginnings a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago because I don't remember that at all.
Aww.
Mallory remembers. Mallory and Basil were in there one time.
Our little boy is all grown up.
I just go through. I don't look at him. I just look straight and quickly.
You hear as you go by, Ren, I'm always just around if you need me, buddy. Always just around.
I turn around and I'm like, sure, man. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Don't worry.
Even while you're sleeping, I'm always just around.
Okay, this is creepy. Please stop.
Alright, that was on purpose. I have to admit, I was being a little creepy on purpose. Sorry, man. Have a good day. I'll go back to the chat.
I will try to, shaking it off.
Shake it off.
Anyway, so I'm gonna try to find my contacts or my usual spot to, meet my guy and see if they have any information about the situation.
And you go off and do that, and then back in the Humble Beginnings, Gravine and Fenilius have moved over to have a sidebar conversation with Abel. And at this point in time, I would like all of you guys to go into the other channel so that I can have a sidebar conversation with Abel, Gravine, and Fenilius. Abel comes up to you and goes, Fernelius, I've noticed you've changed physically, mentally, emotionally a lot lately. What's going on?
I don't feel like I've changed much.
You trying to tell me you're not smarter, stronger, faster, more charismatic than you used to be?
I feel smarter. I feel more intelligent than I once was, and I find my ability to concentrate has improved significantly. But yeah, I guess that comes with high-level wizardry, as I'm sure you know.
I'm very well aware that what you and Gravine have managed to do is not normal. Are you trying to gain power? Why do you search for this power?
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I suppose I've never been very normal.
For the many eons I've known you, you have not been normal. But you've never done this. This is new. This has gained my attention.
Power. No, I'm not. I suppose I am more powerful than I was once. I don't honestly pay that close attention to that.
Then why? Why have you done this to
I
yourself?
seek knowledge. I seek knowledge. I have questions. I've always had questions.
What would
I've
you
always
pay?
looked for answers.
What price would you pay to have answers?
Never thought about it in those terms. I'm not sure there's much I wouldn't pay. I suppose I would have to know a cost before I decided if I was unwilling to pay it.
And he looks at Gravine and he goes, Gravine, you have recently sacrificed a lot for power. For different motivation, but with similar tenacity of Fernelius. Different paths in the same location. What are you doing? And Greg goes,
Well, I mean, there's just so much undead out there. Somebody needs to take care of it. So I just want to make sure that somebody reins them in. That there's somebody there to stand between, I don't know, another lich and the people who couldn't do anything about it. So
that's what I'm doing. And he asked him the same thing. What would you trade for power? And he goes, I mean, it depends on
the bargain, but there's not much I wouldn't do to meet my goal as long as it didn't violate my personal morals. Obviously, once I deemed the cultists not worth living and they're irredeemable, I used them as a sacrifice to gain power to become a lich, which has worked out. It's weird. Lich it feels weird to be a lich, but it works.
And so Abel looks at both of you and goes, well then, what if I required a time of servitude from both of you to give you great strides towards the power you want? And he looks towards you, Cornelius, and goes, would you sacrifice years for knowledge?
Yeah, I would absolutely. Yes. Years for knowledge? I would have no problem with that.
How old do you think you'll become, Cornelius?
I'm not sure. I hope to live as long as it takes to acquire the knowledge that I seek.
Don't know if you'll ever will. I am telling you now, I know what knowledge you specifically seek, and I can't provide that. If I could, I wouldn't have been invested in this planet like I was. I think that answer varies for everybody. A meaning, a purpose. I don't think you can apply the same meaning for a soldier as you could a cleric, as you could a warlock, as you could a peasant. Some people are just trying to grow potatoes, and some people are trying to understand morality. But if you guys give me a few thousand years each, I can promise you one thing. You'll be a lot closer to where you want to be at the end of it than you are at the beginning. And I'm not talking a little bit. I'm talking leaps and bounds.
And what is this few thousand years, which feels like a long time from right now, but what is that few thousand years of service look like?
That's my favorite part. I just want you to research.
Oh, I'm in.
Now, I will tell you what you're researching, and I will tell you what you're learning about, and then I expect you to 100% transparently share that information with me.
No problem. I'm in.
Okay. Gravine, same thing. Research. But for you, I want you to research necromancy specifically.
Can I leave my forces behind? Your Rith and the simulacrums?
And Abel goes, of course. You're not allowed to bring your simulacrums. It's just you.
I'm in.
He kind of laughs and he goes, okay. He'll look around the inn at the other people and they kind of freeze. They're frozen for a second. And he goes, you guys are about to learn a lot. And he opens another portal and you're transported on top of a mountain. Think of like the Himalayas. It should be very cold, but you feel no cold. You feel very comfortable. All you see is one of those little It's like a little stool with a little bit of padding that you can kind of you sit. You're almost cross-legged, but you sit very low to the ground. And he parks you there, and he goes, "Listen, I will open portals here occasionally, and those portals will have information requests, and you'll be able to open portals to look to different places to do the research I want. And Gravine will be here with you for a little while, but eventually I'm going to pull him away from here. But this is where you're to stay. You're not to leave this place until our servitude's done. And Gravine's not to leave until I show him his new location."
That works for me.
Okay, food will be provided, sustenance will be provided. You will not come into harm while you're here. Nobody else knows about this place.
That's perfect. I can focus all my energies into research then.
Do you have a message for anybody?
I haven't really thought about it. Bye, I guess. Hope it's not likely that I will ever see any of them again. I will miss them.
Okay. Gravine says the same thing. He goes, yeah.
That's a pretty good one. I'll miss them. My simulacrums will tell Wraith and all of them what they need to do.
And then Abel puts his hand on his shoulders and he goes, listen, it's not going to be 3,000 years of time difference between now and when you go back to your world, but it will be 3,000 years of time. Time flows differently for the people who know how to ride the waves. That's something you're going to learn about too. I'll trade that for you. Any questions?
No, I guess not. If I think of questions, I suppose I'll have opportunity to ask.
He steps back through the portal and you guys are there. So what happens for the rest of you guys is Abel walks up, Gravine steps over, and it's just original Fenilius and original Gravine, and Abel's kind of got his arms on their shoulders, and he's talking to him like a 1990s movie gangster, kind of leaning in and speaking to him. And all you guys hear is at one point in time you hear Abel go, "Are you sure?" "Okay." And then a hazy green energy erupts from him like a nova. You see a wave of energy come, and it hits all of your characters, and you are all frozen in place. As you're frozen in place, you can see another portal open up, and you see Abel put his arms on Gravine and Fenilius and lead them through the portal and leave. At which point in time you guys can move again. So after a few moments, you see Abel pop back in, and he goes, "Hey, for the record, I've borrowed Gravine and Fenilius for the foreseeable future. They said they will miss you guys, but I brought this guy. He's been here before," and he points to Sue. And I says, "I think he's useful, right, Sue? You're useful."
I can be sometimes, yeah.
All right, well, I'll clear it with spring water, but your new job is here with these ones. Okay, that's your job. Just get their goals done.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll pay the fees for whatever. And this one here, Fenilius' dad found him, wandering in the desert, and he's been helping the guild ever since. This Snake Man. Snake Man, what's your name?
They call me Matsu.
Matsu. It's like a soup. But he's your guy. He's a guildie, but you guys haven't seen too much of him because you're busy fighting beholders. He's...
For the record, I just want to point out that he does look more human, but he has distinctive snake eyes.
Yeah, he rolls sevens a lot on dice.
I have somebody who would love to meet you. Has anybody seen Ron?
Oh, hell, man, is it a talking snake you got? This is going to be badass. So, how do you guys feel? Fenilius and Gravine are gone for a while. And by for a while, I don't know if you'll ever see either of them back again. What do you guys want to focus on now? Abel's there. He informs you that the battle is nigh. It's coming soon. What do you guys want to do?
Battle's at 9. What time is it?
It's a long time away.
I'm still waiting on my contacts and stuff, see if they have information or anything.
All right, anything besides chasing down Blue, which will happen immediately. Anybody have anything outside of that they want to do?
It's just a pleasure to join this group of guildies.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Same.
I'm Onyx.
I'm Matsu.
Gesundheit.
Did you say Gesundheit?
Yes. And the kitty cat right there, her name is Robbie Jean. And then the dragon turtle born, that's Grok.
Grok lifts his hand up and waves and smiles.
I am familiar with all of you.
You guys hear the front door of the inn open up and swing in like a western. You see Roland's favorite NPC come in.
Oh, it's a good thing Roland's not there.
I wonder what Dave thinks about all of this.
Dave has learned a long time ago not to question anything that's going on. You see Ron the monk come in, and he goes, "Oh hell, is that a snake, man? Oh hell, man, I got a question. Could you settle it for me? I got a buddy named Ron. I don't know where, or Roland. I don't know where in the hell he is. But him and I have a bit of contention. You see, he's wrong, and I'm right. But I need somebody who's probably an expert to do it. You got those snake eyes. Do you know anything about snakes, man?"
I know very much about snakes.
Well, that's really cool. Are y'all poisonous or venomous?
There are some snakes that are venomous, and then some snakes that are not, but they are not poisonous.
So if they're not venomous, that means they're poisonous. I told that son of a bitch snakes were poisonous. I don't know why he ain't listening to me. I got it from a snake man himself.
No,
you gotta understand, man. I spit facts.
Not
He
what
heads out
I
the door.
said.
Bye, Rosemary.
For the listener, Ron is probably not my friend anymore, and he probably hates me because I'm a jerk. At that point in time, Ron the monk will have left the door triumphantly now that he's got concrete evidence that snakes are poisonous.
No,
Straight out the mouth of a snake man.
Nope, that's not what he said.
That's 100% what he said. Said, "Our snake's venomous or poisonous?" And he went, "Not all snakes are venomous," which means the other ones are poisonous.
That is no. Just because one thing means one thing doesn't mean that means something else.
He gave you two options. You picked the option he wanted you to pick. Not all snakes are venomous. When you had the two options, you didn't explain to him that there was more than two options.
I didn't get a chance to.
Well, sounds like a personal failing.
You,
Trying to
you-
argue with one of those Facebook lawyers.
You would think he would be more intrigued in listening to the snake man and sticking around and hearing what he has to say instead of just interrupting and running off.
You would think, but he had to go prove he's right by talking to Roland the monk, or Roland the druid.
Well, have fun finding him.
So, anybody got anything to add? Any new information?
So I'm not sure where you guys are all at. I've not been around, but I was able to get some information about Blue. Well, some information was passed to me to pass to you. So here's a map.
When did you go blind?
It's good to see you again, Onyx.
Okay, you just said you don't know where we are.
That is true, but I can see. I just don't understand where we're at.
It's the humble beginnings.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Thank you, buddy. So anyway, here's a map. I was told to pass this on to you. It's to someone called Blue.
Ooh, my pet.
What information did Mr. Sue find about the dragon Blue?
Well, I didn't find anything, maybe I forgot to mention. Some information was passed to me to pass to you, and it's this map that I have here, to a location near some person named Blue. I was told that you wanted this information.
Yeah, Robbie John's interested in it. What is the information?
Oh boy, I'm doing failing at speaking. I have this map that was given to me. That's a map of a location near someone named Blue. That's the information that I have. It's this map here.
Oh, okay, let's get Fenilius too. Oh.
Fenilius also raises his hand. Yes?
Oh,
Here. Yes.
hi. Can you take us there?
I guess Fenilius Prime is he's gone. The last time we talked, I was just supposed to help out how I could. I guess I can. Sure.
I thought you were Prime.
No, not Prime. I'm also Fenilius.
Okay.
Dave the bear leans forward and looks at Sue and goes, "Hey, you're the one who does jokes like I do."
I'm not nearly as good at jokes as you are, I'm afraid.
Whoa, not true, my friend. Real quick, I find this humor to be appropriate because we're going after dragons, right? Why do dragons sleep during the day, Sue?
I don't know why.
So they can fight knights.
That's a good one.
How can you tell how much a dragon weighs?
Well, I don't know.
By picking them up.
Yeah, they come with scales.
Oh, yeah.
All right, one more. Why are dragons such good storytellers?
I'm not sure of that one either.
They've all got long tails. Huh? Tails, get it?
Yeah. That's a good one also.
Yeah, he goes back.
I'm gonna have to write these down.
Yeah, do you just mind confirming that I was back in the inn or not?
Did you want to come back to the inn? You never said you wanted to come back. You can come back to the inn if you'd like.
I just wanted to know if I wasn't there or not when that happened. So
No, you left. Whenever you want to come back, you can come back for sure. But when you look at the map, it's just a map of a mountainous area, somewhat near where the cultists were, actually. It looks like there's a couple of cave opportunities for a dragon to set up a lair.
I do not think he will fit on that piece of paper. I know he's not underneath it.
So, Mr. Also Finn can get us to this place or close by?
I can try. I can do my best. The map is probably not good enough quality to let me make a portal right to the location, but I can probably open, one of the runes to get near there.
Near is pretty good, Robbie John thinks.
All right. Well, I can do that then.
And when we get there, we can just call out his name and stuff, and he can hear us and he can come to us.
Fenilius also goes to the portal room and, based on the map, tries to pick the teleportation circle that would be closest to what the map looks like. And when everybody's ready, he'll open a portal there.
Perfect. You're probably going to go to the Elven Kingdoms and head through there for a little bit.
Sounds good.
Well,
That's where I'll go.
I guess that ring will come back somehow after a while of talking with its associate.
Okay.
They didn't give me any information, nothing to go on.
No, the request you put out came back through Sue.
So I know he does have the map and stuff like this.
Not until you get back to the inn and ask him. You were gone. You don't know nothing about that map.
How did the request I asked came back through Sue? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why wasn't I aware of that?
Because you put the request out, people did stuff in a location you could monitor, and then Sue was coming back. It was a convenient way for the person that was doing the work for you to get the information back to you.
Okay.
So they sent it through Sue, who they knew would see you soon.
Yeah, I get it. I guess I just get back to the inn and seek anyone from the group.
Put yourselves in the top right-hand corner of this map, and we're going to be heading from right to left. So put yourselves in whatever marching order you would put yourself in. Mallory, roll a percentile dice roll to see how bad the fight you're about to get in is.
53.
53 dragons. That sounds horrifying.
It sure do.
She rolled a 53 good. That's good, right?
It's 53 goblins.
53 dragons, they
kobolds? Kobolds are like lizards. Let's go with that.
You guys are out. You're adventuring. You're journeying. You cut through the Elven land, and there's not an issue. You swing by briefly and chat with some people in the Elven capital, and you find out that war has happened. Some giants have attacked, and some dragons have attacked, and some giants and dragons, which is weird, have attacked. And this is even post wiping of the guild. They have questions about not Fenilius, but Gravine becoming a lich, and how safe is that, and do you trust them, and things like that. Actually, do you trust Gravine? That's what's the last. Do you trust Gravine? Is he safe? Should we send a party to help you wipe him out?
Out of character. Hell no, I don't trust Gravine.
He just needs to eat a little bit better. He'll be fine.
Robbie John is semi-accepting and fully wary of Gravine.
Sue's fine with him.
I must admit he's kind of creepy.
Grok has his homunculus flying on him.
That's his answer. He tells me he has the homunculus flying on him.
Well, my answer in character would be, I keep an eye on him.
So, they briefly conversate with you about how everything's going. It seems like the Wood Elf Kingdom and High Elf Kingdom have started to work together a little bit more than they used to. So, they've always been kind of allies, but with the upcoming marriage between the children of the two royal families, it seems like they've been solidifying. Plus, war makes friends, right? So they give you the information, and you kind of share your map with them, and they say, we think we recognize that. It's some mountains kind of far west from here. And they send you in the general direction, and you travel. Nothing weird really happens while you're within the elven town. elven territory. But once you start to leave the elven territory and you come up to the mountains, you come up to the plateau of kind of you're near one of the peaks of the mountains. There's kind of a path that follows along the spine of the mountains. Have you seen those in movies where it's kind of snowy and cold and there's like a path and maybe some stakes with rope tied every so often to lead a path on top of the mountains? It's really kind of cinematic. Well, that's where you're at.
Yep.
We hear wind.
And did we hike it all the way up, or were we teleported or something like that?
Oh no, you guys have been on foot for a while. And as you kind of get up there, a dragon mounted by a Death Knight starts kind of flying in from the distance. And as you
does he look like
it's not
Rovine's ally?
No, it's not him at all. As they get closer, they make us a pass by and they don't attack. And they turn and they make a pass again. And if anybody wants to make a nature check, I'll help you figure out what type of dragon or how old the dragon is if you want. But they land a little bit ahead of you on kind of a plateau on this path. Yeah, it's ancient, Grok. It's ancient. This is the oldest red dragon you've ever seen.
That was an appropriate role for Matsu.
It's a great way to start off with a brand new character, isn't it? For the
He
listener, Ron's very first role with his brand new character was a 1.
Grok got a 23, Ren got a 10. It's an ancient dragon, and you may have heard about it before, possibly not. Dragon lore is only recently re-entering the world. And it lands, and the Death Knight stands there. Its sword is drawn and kind of resting on the saddle. It's not in a stance where it looks like it's ready to attack you.
Rin's move forward and just stares at the Death Knight and say, "What in the 7 hell brings you here exactly?"
What brings me here to my home?
A dragon.
Yeah, I kind of figured that part out. Idiot. And why are you stopping us from going where we want to go?
Because you're in my home. What are you doing in my home?
Well, we're looking for something, which is none of your business.
In my home, everything's my business. This is my kingdom. If I can help you get out of my kingdom, I will. Either off the side of the mountain or towards your goal, but I don't want adventurers in my kingdom.
Okay, well, Sue?
Yes.
I don't know what we're doing. I'm sorry, just...
Well, it
That's
sounded
funny.
like you were picking a fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, you did have the information about the map and blue and stuff like that, so just, would you mind showing it to our good friend Death Knight?
Well, Robbie John wonders if maybe we could just get pointed in the right direction instead of sharing all of our information unless it's really needed.
Rebijan has a point.
Yes, the tabaxi is wise.
Ooh,
Hey,
Robbie John is wise.
Hi, my name's Sue. How are you?
Perturbed? Inquisitive? Tired?
He has a long
Yeah.
name.
I get it.
You guys get tired?
Yes.
So I'm guiding these folks, my companions here, to a location, and the route that I was taking goes through here. But this doesn't surprise me. I got fired from my job as a caravan guide. They said I had no sense of direction, so I packed up my stuff and right.
The Death Knight looks at you very deadpan, but you see the ancient dragon kind of chuckling.
So I apologize if we're intruding on your home. That's obviously my bad, my fault. Maybe you can help us out. I'm looking for, and I name out some landmarks and some stuff. And are we on did I get on the wrong trail? Or is there another way that we should go to get there?
You described part of my kingdom, but I'm curious, why would you want to go to that part of my kingdom?
Oh, there's a
There's a matter we need to attend. Yes.
All right.
apparently there's a matter we need to attend to.
And what is that matter?
Well, it goes by the name of Blue, I think.
Shut up.
When you say blue, the Death Knight kind of sits up and looks very serious and sour.
Yeah. May I see your map?
Sure. And I'll walk over.
No. Please don't show him the map. No.
He
No.
reaches down and he accepts the map from you, and he holds it, and he's kind of leaning, almost like laying down because he's in the stirrups of this ancient red dragon. And this is the closest to an ancient red dragon you've ever been, Sue. You might be a little terrified. Matter of fact, I think they have an ability.
Yeah, I think I need to roll.
Just a wisdom save. You're frightened.
Well, that was Onyx.
I'm
Onyx
definitely
scared.
frightened.
You're both
I
frightened.
got a 2.
Onyx got a 14.
When you see that, like, you kind of hear a very low rumble coming from the dragon as it kind of hisses as you walk up to it, and he goes, Ren's frightened too. You got a 13. That's it. Nobody else needs to roll.
No, I'm lucky.
But he hops off the syrups and he comes over to you, and you hold the map, and as you hold the map, he puts his hand over it, and a light, like, almost, I'm gonna say burning, but not like setting the map on fire, engraving and adding detail to it. He kind of waves his hand over the map slowly, and you notice that the map, as his hand moves past it, has a lot more detail. And you see an X drawn onto the side of one of the mountains on the map.
You'll find that Blue has been inconveniencing my kingdom at that location.
That is the dragon is way bigger. Sorry, Mr. Dragon. You are way bigger the closer I get.
Can I insight the dragon?
What are you trying to understand?
His feelings towards Blue.
The dragon? He hasn't said anything. Do you want to insight the Death Knight? Who's the one talking?
The Death Knight, excuse me.
Sure. It's the most honest words you've ever heard in your life.
I thought so too. For the listener, I got a 4.
You know, Blue is more than just an ancient blue dragon, correct?
Yeah, he's a small guy.
I only learned that Blue was a dragon recently.
Nobody touch a hit point. Nobody touch a spell slot, or I will delete you.
Hey there, listener. It's me, Ron, and you've made it to the mid-roll. So, of course, I just wanted to take a break right here to thank you for listening to yet another episode of Defenders of the Vale. We can't thank you enough. Also, please leave us a rating and review wherever you find the podcast, and tell your friends about us too. It helps other people find us. If they've never heard of us, they will when you tell them about us, or something like that. Anyways, this has been kind of an interesting episode thus far. Of course, Roland's sudden departure, which I'm not going to talk about here. We'll save that for maybe a future mid-roll or something. Or, just keep listening to the episodes and maybe you'll figure it out. I don't know how long Roland's going to be gone. I don't think it's going to be, anywhere near as long as Vanillius and Gravine, the prime versions of both. Well, I guess Finn's is sub-prime because it's a clone. Anyways, these clone and simulacrum spells, and it's all messed up. Anyhow, I'm rambling here. Thank you. Let's get back to the show.
Unfortunately for you, you're hunting down one of the most powerful dragons that exist in the world.
Well, that sounds fun.
What is your name?
Sue, nice to meet you. What is your name?
He kind of looks at you and goes,
You have a working name, don't you?
I have names.
What are your working name?
People have called me the hyena.
I know of you.
Oh, I don't know if that's probably bad. Is that good or is that bad?
he laughs, and you see the dragon almost looks cocky, like looking at you cocky. You see smoke coming from his nostrils. It's very horrifying.
And he goes, let's just say that in a previous life, I may have been friends, acquaintances of at least one of your instructors.
Oh, so bad. It's bad then. All right, well.
Try not to die, Sue, the hyena.
And the dragon will spread his wings, and it'll flap, making a big gust. You guys get a little colder as the snow swirls around you, and the dragon gets up and takes off.
Well, he was awfully friendly.
As he goes to leave, he does shout down and go,
It was nice meeting you. My name is Nicholas the Beast.
As you leave, you swear you could hear him say,
It wasn't quite as nice meeting the halfling, though. That guy was a pain.
I flip him off.
very tiny finger. He probably doesn't even notice it.
That's okay. I don't want to die today.
I don't know. You guys could probably take that fight. You guys have beaten a Death Knight before. It's
Not a
only a
Death
Death Knight
Knight,
and
no.
an Ancient Dragon. It's fine.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So I guess that I would go near Sue and ask him if he would mind showing me the maps and the additions that Knight did on it.
Sure.
And now that you've got the map and you're on top of a mountain range, as you look out towards the general direction of where you think the lair would be, you do see a telltale sign of a blue dragon lair. You see, even though the skies are relatively clear, a swirl of hellish-looking storms, thunderstorms, around the peaks of a couple of the mountains.
Well, I guess that kind of looks like the place, doesn't it? You have any experience hunting dragons?
So what do we know about this blue, who's more than just a ancient blue dragon? Because I did not enjoy that experience with that dragon.
Well, most of the things.
I know nothing of this blue.
He's a Nachloch.
He's a dwarf with the blue beard.
Oh,
Kind of had some problems with him a few times. One time in particular. He's just using magic to look like a dwarf, I guess. He's not a dwarf, per se.
So it's getting to be towards the evening of your mountain expenditure. It's very cold. What are you guys going to do?
If you guys want to keep going until we could set our hike towards the direction of Blue's lair.
Rabbi John wonders if we shouldn't rest a little since it is becoming night.
I think it. I mean, my opinion. You guys, I work for you basically. So, but my opinion would be maybe it's not a bad idea to at least move the direction of blue, so it's clear that that is really what we're doing, and that wasn't just a story.
It's not a story.
Yeah, we definitely need to be moving in the direction of blue so they don't come back and think we were lying to them.
Rabbi John agreed
well-
with that, but should we move and then do it sleep? Rabbi John is cold.
Sure thing, and we can even make some snacks if you like it.
Rabbi John likes snacks.
Got it. Joe just offered to cook dinner for everybody.
Come again?
You heard yourself.
If we keep moving, we stay warmer.
Yep, that's also true.
We could also produce a small campfire.
So I guess we do that. We're gonna set our hike towards the direction of the lair, and then I don't know, maybe an hour later, half an hour, something like that. We're gonna set camp and start the rounds for the night and wait for the suns to come up. Unless anybody else have any objection.
No, not me.
Works for me.
All right, that's what we're doing, Ricky.
Okay. Who's going to give me the watch order?
I'll take first watch.
Irony will be on all the watches.
I'm going to have to get rid of that soon.
Hey, knock it off.
That's what he's going to try to do.
I told you I'm just going to start getting rid of stuff that adds to the turn orders. I got rid of Phanilius. That's like three action pools already.
Rabbi John will take the last watch.
How many watches you guys going to do?
4?
So 2-hour watches. You can take 8 hours off. Is that what's going on? So I got Sue and Ren for the first one. I got Rabbi Jen for the last one. I got Irony doing all of them.
Onyx will do the second one.
Grok will do the second one with Onyx.
Matsu will do the third.
Anybody with Matsu? Or is that everybody? That's everybody. Matsu's all by himself. New guy. Wow. Give me percentile dice roll, Rick. I'm going to need one from Rabbi Jan and from Grok. And from
7.
Grok got a 99.
Rabbi John got a 39.
This doesn't bode well for us because we got something really low and really high.
And give me a percentile dice roll, Matsu.
That's a 9.
I'm going to go ahead and line you guys up in the order.
Now, had Grok done a tiny hut?
He has not.
I would do a tiny hut, yeah.
That sounds like something you should have said before I did all this. Sorry, you're going to die. It's your fault.
You can dispel tiny hut.
Oh, yeah. I can dispel, or I can dig under, or I can have the cave fall. In this avalanche, I mean, the ground under Tiny Hut could go too.
I believe they said that Tiny Hut has a floor.
Yeah. What's that floor going to be on?
I'm just saying you can't dig under it and hop up inside it.
No, but if it's an avalanche, you can ride the surfboard of the Tiny Hut all the way to your death and destruction at the end. No. Yeah. How big is Tiny Hut?
10-foot radius.
And it says 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit with the caster. So 10 total.
Yeah, but the Iron Golem's not medium.
Iron Golem doesn't need to be in the hut.
Iron Golem's guarding the hut from outside the hut.
Okay, some stuff happens. Dark clouds form from the mountain. They kind of the spread out from the mountain that the dragon is in, that you assume the dragon's in. And 4 gigantic lightning bolts hit all around the tiny hut. One of them hitting it. Everybody's awake, right? This is about halfway through. This would be second shift. Either during Grok and Onyx or Matsu's, but it doesn't matter because everybody's awake now. The Iron Golem would have gotten hit by 2 of them.
You want me to do deck saves?
He'll be fine. I wasn't serious when I said I was going to kill your golem. Yeah, he'll walk it off. He's tough.
That's okay. I'll firebolt him a few times, and that will heal.
That's perfect. You just wake up in the morning like, man, I miss Finless. He was a master of the firebolt. He would have healed him in 1 hit.
What do you mean I miss Vanilius? I have Groknelius.
Mm-hmm. So nothing else happens throughout the rest of the night. But that lightning was terrifying. It's worse lightning than you've ever seen on a TV movie thing. So it's morning. You guys have rested. You step outside unexpectedly. There's no snow. There's just blackened ground and a smoking irony.
Is your golem gonna be alright?
Oh, he'll be fine. And I firebolt him until he's all back.
Yeah, you can just put his hit points back. I'm not going to make you cast it a bunch of times.
Well, I believe that, whatever. Well, I guess we're being watched, and maybe looked over. Maybe we should attempt to maybe stilt towards the mountain when we get closer instead of, just camping out over here normally.
So hide from something that's watching us. Okay.
Well, avoiding detection is not impossible, even while being watched. It's just harder for some.
So next morning,
Maybe.
you guys getting up and doing breakfast and heading out, or what are you guys doing?
Okay, so when we wake up for breakfast, is there a gnome there?
Not yet, but once you guys leave the hut, yeah, one jumps out and starts making breakfast.
I want to ask to Grog, do you have any means of concealing ourselves from maybe such powerful magic that could see us coming in advance?
Do I have a means of doing what?
Do you have a means of concealing us from powerful magic that could see from afar or something like that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I'm thinking for a minute.
I have a way.
And you look over at Onyx, and he's putting snow all around him.
Look, I'm not Onyx. I'm a snowman.
Rin just hits himself in the forehead, with this discouragement face on him. It's kind of funny though too. So
I do not know.
Well, Fanilius
You
would
don't know.
know.
yeah, where is he when we need him?
Where were you when he needed you?
When did he really needed me?
Maybe you needed a friend this whole time. You didn't actually ask anything about Finilius until you needed a spell cast. That's kind of a weird relationship for a friend.
Who says we're friends?
I'm saying you're not.
Robbie John thinks that Mr. Finn maybe knows that we all depend on him in a way that only a group of trusting friends could.
And only the way a group of mooches could. Got it. So, what are you guys doing? You've eaten breakfast? Are you heading out? Are you staying where you're at? What's going on?
That was quite a lightning storm last night, but it doesn't appear that there's anything preventing us from moving on, so I'm ready to go when you are.
Robbie John is ready.
Yes, same here. Although I don't like going forward without a plan or anything. So any solution?
Well, I don't know about a plan. My plan right now is to keep heading towards this area, and when we get close, get kind of sneaky. And then, in a perfect world, we sneak in there and we do some stabby and blue dyes, and we walk back out and go home.
That does make sense. But it would be dangerous for the others that cannot, sneaky and then stabby.
So they should stay back a little bit until we've snuck and stabbied, and then they should
Sure, but-
run.
Yeah.
I'm not good at sneaking or stabbing.
No, you're not, but you're pretty good at some other things.
So how you guys gonna proceed?
1 foot in front of the other.
You guys taking off and walking now?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys travel through most of the day, and nothing really happens. It's getting towards evening. You've traveled, you've eaten, you've traveled again. You're making your way across the spine of the mountain. Now you're heading down into a valley. At that point in time, I need one person to give me a perception check. Whoever's leading the scout of the party. Who's that?
That's me.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, my friend. Or if you prefer... Oh, no, we did that. I'm too late. I'll let you roll it if you want. Or if you prefer a nature check.
I would not prefer nature. I'm checking something real quick though, because I have abilities and things and stuff.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I don't see anything that gives me an advantage on perception checks, so just that.
Okay.
I cannot be surprised though.
Well, this is going to be surprising. No, this next part, this marshy part, you've come into an area that has a lot of quicksand. So for the next mile or two, it's going to be treacherous ground.
Okay, I'm feeling defensive, so I'm wearing my full plate armor today with a very warm, billowy looking cloak.
Yeah.
You're going full night?
Yeah.
All right. And then how are you proceeding through this area that has quicksand patches?
Very carefully.
If you were to describe it to me, how would you describe it?
I try to pick up a stick somewhere that I can kind of poke out in front of me, and if the ground feels mushy, then I don't step there.
Great. So then I'm not even going to make you guys roll. If you proceed slowly and cut your travel time in half or a little bit worse, I won't make you roll to see if you get eaten by quicksand. But it is going to take more time.
I'm not in a rush to get to this more than Ancient Dragon anyway, so I'm okay with that.
I will follow behind and make sure that everybody follows the same footsteps. And also, I'm gonna go very, very slowly if it means letting someone like go for me. And I want to keep an eye in the sky and make sure that, you know, nothing's dragony or flying's coming over us, or that we don't get sneak up on during the time we're in this.
Give me a perception check, Joe.
Ren rolled a 24.
You see several dragons fly over throughout the day. Very high up, but you see several dragons fly over throughout the day.
Several, like 2 or 3 or 15, because there's a difference.
Somewhere in between there.
Oh god.
And you're not sure if it's the same dragons or not. It could be like 3 dragons flying over you, or it could be like 20 dragons if they're all individual.
I just like take a look at my people after a few dragons. After a few dragons that I see, I just guys. Well, not to be a bearer of bad news, but I've been seeing dragons flying over all day. Well, not all day, but in the last minutes or so, few minutes, few hours. You know, I do not want it to alarm you, but it seems like we're being watched.
I don't know if we're being watched so much as we are passing through known dragon territory, it would appear.
Well, that kind of makes sense, but whatever, they must somehow report to, Blue. Like the other dude said, it seems to be one of the most dangerous and ancient dragon in these parts.
What color dragon was it?
Yeah, they were too far high up in the sky for me to see any difference in colors or anything. So it might be the same one, or it might be different, a different kind of dragons. So I cannot give you more information about this.
Well, if they were too far up to see their color, they probably don't care much about us.
Well, they have very, very, very good eyes. I mean, dragons at all.
Matsu shrugs.
So
I mean, they are mystic creatures.
it's going to take you several hours to get through this quicksand swamp. I'm only going to ask for a dexterity save, one dexterity save from everybody because of Sue's caution. Remember, you make yours a disadvantage, Rabbi Jan.
Rin rolled a 20.
Onyx rolled a 10.
Matsu got a 24.
Robbie John got a 6.
You guys make it almost out of the thing, and then Onyx goes to start slipping, and he's waving his arms like he's about to fall under. And Rabbi Jan, being the helpful person she is, reaches over to grab him, and they both go tumbling shoulder deep into quicksand. I'm not going to make you role play it. I'm assuming you guys help them out. You are all more than capable of helping them out. But Rabbi Jan and Onyx now smell like gross swamp, like foul, stagnant water.
I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on both of them to make the smell go away.
Thanks, Mr. Matsu.
Yes, Matsu.
Remember? Matsu.
Robbie John was more hung up on whether or not the Mister was appropriate.
Yes, it is Mr. Matsu.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Matsu. Robbie John appreciates not being stinky.
It's now heading towards evening again. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to do pretty much the same evening plans as last time?
No, I have a new evening plan.
What's your new evening plan?
Instead of Tiny Hut, I'm casting Mordecai's Private Sanctuary.
And Onyx is gathering, while he's doing that, getting that ready, he's gathering a bunch of rocks, and he's trying to say hi in big letters, but he's just putting rocks all over the place. It makes no sense at all.
Trying to leave a message for the dragons?
Yeah.
All right, give me a percentile dice roll. Obviously, I'm going to make Mallory do this.
Oh.
Don't mess this one up, Mallory. This is a big one.
25.
During the last sleep, more storm happens, and a mudslide comes down the mountain that you have to head up and completely encapsulates the sanctuary that you're in.
He detected us?
You have no idea what caused the weather and the mudslide. You just know that there's a mudslide, and the outside of your sanctuary is all covered in mud. Smelly mud. So, it's morning. Other than that, nothing happens through the night. Before the place expires, there's mud on the roof. Like a big mudslide happened.
Well, I guess we gotta clean up and start heading out.
Well, the thing lasts for 24 hours. I think we could exit it and then you dispel it.
Sure.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to... I mean, you're in Wisconsin, right? You've had snow so big you couldn't open your front door before, haven't you? Now imagine dry mud. Not dry, but imagine stacked mud. Like, there's mud higher than the thing you're in.
He's trying to sink us through mud.
I'm just giving you some weather. Letting you know the environment of the area is acting against you. For those of you significantly knowledge in dragon lore, will know what that implies.
Onyx is going to try to push the door open.
Yeah, you can push the door open. I think it probably opens inward, doesn't it? Most front doors I know you pull open.
Yeah, that's true.
My front door, the wooden door pulls open and the metal security door opens out.
Most residential exterior doors swing into the building, while commercial buildings, they're all exterior doors are required to swing out.
So then I guess it really depends on whatever Grok would like the door to do.
I want it swinging out.
Then I push it out. Or I pull on the door really, really hard.
It just opens, you go flying to your butt. It feels like you just accomplished a great street feat.
And then after I do that, I'm sure there's still a lot of mud, so I start making my way through that to make a little hole for everybody.
Yeah, and it's just going to take a little bit of time, but you guys managed to make it out. It just eats up a lot of your day and makes you smell. You guys start to travel, and now you're going from the valley and back up to the mountain towards the dragon's lair. Is there anything in particular about the way you travel up? Are you guys trying to be sneaky? What's going on?
I am definitely being careful, trying to be a little stealthy.
Now that you're getting close, are you careful enough to slow down and make stealth checks?
Yes.
Because you're about 2 miles away from you're about 2 miles up the mountain away from where you think the lair is.
Oh yeah. I'll slow way down that and try to be stealthy.
Anybody else going to be stealthy too, or no?
Robbie John will try.
Let me
I'll
just say
be
this.
trying.
Anybody who would like to be stealthy may, if they would like to, roll an optional stealth check. Anybody going to do anything to help Robbie Jan out, like with a spell? Anybody got a pass without trace or something?
I will cast because we're on stone now or not.
It's like a Midwestern hill. Like you're coming up, there's a lot of dirt, trees, stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm not doing it.
You will be on
Yeah.
stone eventually, but not yet.
I do have advantage on mine, so 32.
Robbie Jan got a 17. Look at you. That's one of the better stealth rolls from you.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You did better than the sneaky snack. Grak got a 19. All right, we got a couple more. See this Iron Golem's stealth roll.
And Matsu got a 13.
Oh, Groknelius is doing good. Grok didn't do good.
This is Grocky Jan and the Iron Golem with a mighty 3.
I was gonna say the Iron Golem probably rolls a disadvantage because it is plate armor.
He is about as stealthy as Grok is in sight.
Sue knows how stealthy his companions are, so I would also not be terribly close. Like, I would be scouting out far enough in front that their lack of stealth doesn't affect me.
If you were to say far enough and you were to quantify that with a distance.
Several hundred feet.
Okay, so you guys start to head up. As you get closer and closer to the entrance of this cave, you see many dragons in the morning coming in and out of this cave of several different colors. You see some whites, you see some blues, you see some reds. None of them anywhere near the size of the dragon that the Death Knight was riding. None of them.
What? Like half the size or maybe quarter?
Well, there's a variety of sizes. It just depends on which one in particular you see. The curious one is when you see a silver dragon fly in and out.
That is curious.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird. That's super weird.
Can I maybe use a, like, I don't know, knowledge, animal handling, arcana, anything to know what would a silver dragon be doing there?
Yeah, if you can come up with a good knowledge check that you have, that you're proficient in, that would tell you why a silver dragon's up there, I'll let you make a roll. But as it stands, nay, sir, because that's effing weird. Not that you want to know that it happened.
I would like to make a knowledge history check to see if there's any history involved in blue dragons and silver dragons working together.
Typically, other than violence, no, not that you're going to have access to.
You asked for justification. I came up with a
that was good. I like the justification.
So
I almost let you roll. You know what? Go ahead and roll. But I'm telling you now, anything below a 19 on the dice, so a 19 or 20 isn't going to give you any information.
Can I make a deception check to pretend that I know?
Sure can. And what are you going to say is the reason why it happened?
I'm going to say it's because they have that same bluish sheen as those blue dragons, just not as obvious.
That just plain
with
a plain lie.
Of the 22, it may not be a plain lie. It might be an expert. He's a snake man. Maybe snake man are related to dragon.
I have like perception for plus 14, and I cannot roll below a 10. So I just kind of.
That's too bad because you need insight.
Oh, it's inside. I got plus 14 at inside too, so that's good.
Go ahead and roll insight if you want to check him.
But I automatically roll a 10, so I do not need to roll.
I don't know if you would know that he was lying anyway. It's kind of metagamey. The only reason you have your guard up is because you saw him roll. I should have made him roll secretly. Grin 100%
Whatever he
believes
says
you.
doesn't make sense.
Oh, Grok, I doubled down on you.
No, but yeah, part of me.
Grok has access to a portent, and he goes, part of me wants to make sure he fails that check. That would be a waste, but a very funny one. But yeah, you can tell that Matsu's maybe trying to sound like he knows what he's doing right there.
Seeing as that we did a long rest, should I re-roll the portents?
Yeah, actually, it is another day. Sorry.
I just thought about that, so I figured I'd give you the option.
So the question then becomes: you are now within a little bit of time. You now are within the last push. Wow, those are the best.
Nailed it.
You are now within the last push to make it to the entrance to that cavern. Onyx, you didn't detect anything lower.
Okay.
What are you guys going to do? How is this going to go down? Sue has pulled himself to where he can see just the entrance plateau where the dragons are coming in and out. You had a chance to wait and watch, and there's been no dragon activity in the evening.
I would probably go back and try to make a plan, see what those guys want to do, but I want to have an opportunity to try to sneak in first. So I'm going to be the most effective if I can sneak in there and be prepared.
You're looking to jump out and do your thing, huh?
Yeah.
So you go back, you explain to the group, Sue comes to you and goes, listen, we're right there. In a couple 100 feet is the entrance to the cave. He really wants to be the first one in because reasons. He'd like to live up to his name and be the hyena. What do you guys want to do?
If Sue wants to go on ahead, then we'll let him do this recon mission.
You're gonna go
I don't know about that. But don't you think it's a bit dangerous for a single person to go over there?
Dangerous is my middle name.
Yes, and according to Abel, Sue is very good at what he does.
Well, okay. If that's how you feel confident about it, go ahead.
Sue, would you like a little bit of help?
Yeah, I don't want to try to fight this dragon by myself. I'm just saying I would like an opportunity to get in there and prepare, and then maybe you guys would know it was time for you to join in when you see me act.
Well, we have two options. I can turn you invisible, or I can do the little magic floaty eyeball thing and go scout ahead.
Aren't dragons pretty good at seeing? I'm not sure being invisible helps me any. If I try to sneak in there, it's either going to see me or it's not going to see me. I don't know if being invisible helps from what I remember about hearing about dragons. So maybe whatever floaty eyeball thing you are talking about, maybe that's best.
Yeah, why don't we do that instead? So Grocnelius is going to cast Arcane Eye and use that to scout ahead into the cave.
All right, the Arcane Eye floats up. It gets to the platform. You look in. You see what you initially thought was a cave, but it looks like a platform with walls, and you do see a massive blue dragon sitting back there. You see some piles of treasure on either side. You see cages. You see there's blood dripped across some of the floors. And as the Arcane Eye goes to scout forward, it comes to a certain point, and it goes out of existence.
Well, I convey that, or Grocnelius conveys that information.
You don't think it was dispelled? You just think there's something about scrying.
I'm not going to be able to do a Cornelius impression to get a Grocnelius going, so.
So what would you guys like to do?
So I'm more confident now that I don't know that invisibility would help. How far back did you say you thought the dragon was?
It's a pretty good. He didn't get a complete glimpse in there. It's a pretty good distance. It's not several 100 feet, but there's room for a really big dragon to take up and fly.
I guess I want to try to sneak in there and get in position. I just need to know what everybody else's plan is going to be.
Well, I'm certainly not letting you go there all alone, all by yourself. So I will follow you from a small distance behind, just to make sure we don't get caught at the same time if it happens.
And when it's time, I'm going to kill a dragon.
All right, so I need you guys to formalize a plan and put it out real quick. What's going to happen?
I am going to attempt to sneak in and get into a position to surprise the dragon. And as I say it, I realize how dumb it sounds, but that's what my plan is going to be, because it's really the only way that I can most effectively contribute. It sounds like
stealth roll.
Sounds like Ren was going to follow. Let me get my stealth roll. 33.
Ren rolled a 36.
All right, I put the dragon where he would be in relation to you. What is the rest of the party going to do?
We were told to wait until we heard a signal.
So you guys are going to hang out until combat starts?
Pretty
And
much,
then run?
I guess.
Okay.
Oh boy, this sounds like such a bad idea.
Ren and Sue, to never be seen again, go to stealth up to the dragon. Go ahead and slowly, every 5 or 10 feet, go ahead and move from where you are to where you want to be on the dragon.
I am, by the way, also watching other stuff as I approach. Mostly the dragon, but I am watching the floor and ceilings and stuff like that.
And Ren, are you gonna let Phenilius act first, or Sue act first?
Yes, of course, that was his plan. He wanted to go first.
Okay. The dragon appears to be sleeping.
Good.
I need you two pause. Everybody else make a stealth check at this point for me. You don't want to get a below a 10. I want to say that out loud so Rabbi Jen freaks out.
Ooh, I thought I was going to be actually rolling low.
All right. It looks like the lowest roll is going to be from Matsu, who got a 10. Is Matsu standing there?
Here comes the Iron Golem.
With
the 11.
As Matsu's standing there, you guys are kind of all peeking over, and he manages to let loose a rock, which it skitters down the mountain. And are you walking straight towards it, Sue?
Yep.
Okay. The dragon kind of rustles a little bit. It kind of shifts, like if you've seen imagine your head a sleeping Mal. Yeah. Imagine your head a sleeping puppy when they kind of have a dream a little bit, and they kind of, and a little bit of electricity crackles along his scales as he starts to rumble, but he doesn't quite wake up. Are you going to attack it, Sue?
I am. In the lead up to this, and just before I start walking, I do cast one spell. But yeah, once I get to here, I'm in range, and I will attack.
Go ahead and everybody roll an initiative.
And I will go right after Sue. Would that count as a surprise round?
It will for Sue. He'll get a surprise round, but once he hits, the dragon's going to be up and ready.
32 initiative.
Rin rolled a 27.
Rabbi John rolled a 20.
Matsu got a 23.
Iron Golem got an 18. Groknelius got a 22. Grok got an 8. And Grakijan got a 9.
And Onyx got a 19.
Looks like everybody's on there. Sue, go ahead and do your opening round attack, your surprise attack.
34 to hit.
Jesus, did you just get crit? Oh, it's an automatic crit.
It's an automatic crit for me, no matter what I roll.
Theoretically, it's a double crit, and you could have rolled one more die.
Yes.
Because he's got Elven advantage.
Elven accuracy, yes.
For triple rolls on advantage.
It is super advantage.
I love that you rolled a quick crit on your auto crit, though.
Okay, it is
What the hell?
Oh, good God.
Of 131, 142, 145 damage.
That is amazing.
My second attack.
This is also going to be a good
Oh.
damage.
Well, that's fun.
Oh, it's so nice of you to roll another natural 20. Thank you, Rick.
That's another crit, another 34.
First one's 145, right?
Yep.
This is going to be stupid.
The first one was 147.
Oh, 147. The second one is less, 126.
So it's right around 273 total, right?
Yeah,
Yep, 273.
Look at that.
that's better. And then because I'm terrified of this thing, I'm going to go ahead and use my second, or what is it called? Action Surge.
Oh.
He's gonna action surge and hit it again.
29 to hit, although I assume it's not surprised anymore.
It's your same turn. It's
The surprise for the entire round.
Oh, then yeah. Yep, good.
So that's another crit, ladies and gentlemen.
He's had 3 natural 20s.
That one's not a natural 20. That's a 15 that counts as a crit.
That's right, because he gets the, yeah.
The other 2 were natural 20s that were gonna count as a crit even if you rolled a 2.
As long as I didn't roll a 1. Okay. The triple advantage, if you roll a 1, you just deserve it.
Okay, this time it is 81, 92, 95. And the final attack, 32.
Which is a crit because your shenanigans.
That's 306 damage.
At 104.
The 472 is the total damage Sue has just dealt.
A little bit below average for what he could have done.
I mean, at this point, we might as well just finish the combat.
No, not yet. And that's where we're going to end, with Sue in a turn doing 472 damage.
And then yelling loudly.
In fear?
Yes.
You're not going to tell it a joke?
Yes, I will. I say, hey, Blue, I'm a pepper. What does an angry pepper do? It gets jalapeno face.
I hate you so much.
We're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Thanks for coming along and listening to us play some Dungeons & Dragons. We hope you had a good time. And join us next time with Defenders of the Vale as we try to find dragons to slay.
Hi, this is Mallory. I do the voice of Rob John, and I wanted to say thank you for joining us for another episode of Defenders of the Vale. If you would like to hear more of Defenders of the Vale, you can find us at Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and pretty much anything else that plays podcasts. You can also find us on Twitter at Defenders Vale and Facebook, Defenders of the Vale. Our episodes come out weekly, and we would love for you to share us with your friends. We hope that you will join us again soon. Thanks again.
So you've all just returned to the humble beginnings after what was as I remember it, very close encounter where the party teetered on a total wipe throughout most of it. Right? That sounds fair. Anybody disagree? Nobody disagree.
It sounded very fair until one attack happened. And then, because, I mean, we did think it was going to be a TPK, and it turned into a TBK.
It was like almost 20 crits.
I was going to say, in a way, it was a TPK, just the other P.
Ron, I will kill your character again.
Can he do that?
He gets lucky sometimes.
They've all been banished. Now we can talk about how we're going to get together and kill them, Vanillius.
All right.
Just the cheery way. All right. Well, Gravine's got an undead army. That'll take up the action economy. I need you to stop Grok from doing anything because he's going to try to do something.
It shouldn't be a problem.
If you can banish, or if you can just get rid of Grok and Onyx, I think we'll be fine. Abel, now that when Ron hears that, he's going to be like, and then I'll get to this part and he'll be like, oh, you guys. All right, perfect. I never go into a man's house uninvited.
Oh, shit. Not a problem.
Sounds like you thought there was a problem for a moment.
Oh, I myself thought there was a problem, not him.
Raise your hand if Abel sounds like a vampire. Or a fae. He just walks up to Rabbit Jen and goes, could I have your name?
No. It's currently in use.
Great answer. You guys in the next campaign are gonna have a fae adventure. I'm working on it now. And not like a D&D fae, like a scary fae.
Like a Dresden Files fae?
No, Dresden Files is too nice.
You sure about that?
For the listener, Rabbit Jan's face just went on a journey and none of it was happiness.
It's not wrong. Also, I don't think we're talking about the same fae of Dresden Files. Anyway.
Well, it's like Tina Fey.
I know who that is, but you said Tina, and my mind thought Bob's Burgers. Not the same.
Yeah, imagine her dancing, and that's the adventure. Or driving a car. Tina, you need to turn. Tina, turn. Tina, why aren't you turning? Crunch. That was the perfect contribution, Ron.
Thank you.
Rick, check your cellular device for message. That's right. Not even the listener gets to hear the message I sent out. It's secretive.
Sounded like you said sailor device.
Yeah. He's, I wish I knew more of the Sailor Moon characters. Because I'm Sailor Moon, obviously. You should see the skirt I'm wearing. Hold on. It's one anime I've never watched he's a Sailor Mars. He's also wearing a skirt.
And when Ron freezes, I'm like going, is he just standing still, just staring
He's
you
just
down?
disgusted by the moment. Yeah, Ron's some of us have been sharing our cameras. And like I can see Joe and Mallory, myself, and Ron. But Ron we see in brief bursts and then it just freezes randomly. And I don't want him to fix that because I enjoy the random pauses sometimes. Because Ron will sometimes have a judgmental look on his face. Ron doesn't have resting bitch face. He has resting judgmental face. And so sometimes the camera will freeze and I'll make a joke and he'll just like glare at me. Like right now, it looks like he's just
Like right
heard-
now.
Yeah, looks like I just told him another joke. Hey Mallory, this joke's for you though. Dave the Bear comes in and goes, "Hey, what's the difference between an apple and an orphan? People pick apples. Round of beer for everybody, please."
Wow.
You did that joke last game.
Oh, dang it.
He must have did that joke the last 2 games because I heard it too when I wasn't
Must
here
be 2
last
games
game.
ago. That's okay. I'll go more jokes later. I like pausing after I say when stuff happens because Rabbit Jen always like shifts or stresses a little bit. Anytime you hear me pause in the podcast, you won't hear me pause because Ron edits it out. But I pause dramatically often, and I do that for one reason only, and that's to terrify Rabbit Jen.
Side note, I edit all of that out too.
Yeah, why? I like threatening Rabbit Jan. The world needs to know.